announcing, showcasing, and launching all within 24 hours. This is what EA and Respawn did with Apex Legends. Let's talk about this. Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here, and this is Apex Legends. This is a game that was literally announced 2 days ago, showcased yesterday at noon Pacific time, and then released immediately on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. And this is a squad-oriented Battle Royale game. Now, I know what you all are saying. I said it too when this was initially announced. Guys, I'm burnt out on Battle Royale. Every other week it seems like there's a new Battle Royale game being released. And I'm getting so burnt out on it. I still love playing Realm Royale, even though they do still make changes that I disagree with. I do still really enjoy that game, and I enjoy PUBG, but I really don't play a whole lot of Battle Royale outside of that for now. I don't play Fortnite anymore. I don't really play any Battle Royale games besides the two that I mentioned earlier. So, or besides Standout, which is VR Battle Royale. That one is an exception because it's in VR. But as for the most part, I'm burnt out on the Battle Royale genre, but this game actually does some things that I really kind of like, and it kind of sets it apart a little bit. I won't say it sets it apart a lot, but it sets it apart a little bit. Now, sort of like Realm Royale, and very much in the word sort of, it's a class-based or character-based Battle Royale game where you have to be on a squad of 3 people. I've been put in squads of 2, which is completely a fluke and it's not supposed to happen. It's a squad game for 3 people. There is no other modes, and you have all these different classes you can choose from, or champions you can choose from. I think they were originally going to be going with calling these characters champions, then switched it to legends because there is still a lot of dialogue where they call them champions and not legends. So I'm thinking they were going to originally be calling this game Apex Champions and then changed it at the last minute, but forgot to change some of the dialogue. But anyway, so you choose these characters. They each have a specific class. They have one passive ability, one regular ability that has a cooldown timer on it, and then they have one ultimate ability which charges up throughout the match. And, you have your support characters that are there for support. You have your tanks, you have your damage. And it plays sort of like an objective-based shooter or a hero shooter like Overwatch, but it also is a Battle Royale game, so you've got to use those abilities to be the last team standing and work well with your squad. And when I heard this was announced, I was a little bit skeptical, but at the same time hopeful, because I love Titanfall. I love both the Titanfall games. I think they are awesome. I think they're very underrated as far as a fun multiplayer experience. I think they're really underrated. And whenever I heard that the developers were working on a Battle Royale game, I'm shocked there wasn't a Battle Royale mode put into Titanfall 2. I am. I expected it coming for a long time. It never did. And I'm shocked, and I'm also glad that it never did. As cool as a Battle Royale with Titans would possibly be, to me, I think that would just be overkill on the genre entirely. Titanfall I really like because it's Titanfall and it's not another Battle Royale game. But when I heard about this, I expected it to be very, very similar. And as for the gunplay mechanics, I will say it's similar, but doesn't feel, in my opinion, doesn't feel as good as the gunplay mechanics in Titanfall do. It feels a little bit more clunky and awkward. They've took a lot of the mobility that you're used to in Titanfall out of this. There is no wall running, there is no double jumping. The movement is not nearly as fluid. You can definitely tell a difference between walking speed and sprinting. It feels kind of clunky. Feels a lot more like Overwatch when it comes to movement. As far as mobility is concerned, it doesn't feel like Titanfall does. Like Titanfall is really fast-paced, and you can run around, jump, run up walls, zip line over to this thing, and you can do some cool mobility stuff in this. But it's definitely lacking as far as if you were to compare it to their other projects. Another thing took getting used to for me with coming from Titanfall and coming from other Battle Royale games even to this was the damage scaling. The TTK is, you can take a lot of damage. I've established, especially if you've got armor, if you've got a really good helmet and a really good vest, you can take quite a bit of damage in this game, and if you and your whole squad all have armor, it's really going to come down to not necessarily luck, but it's going to come down to who has the best cover and who can outplay the other people and who can basically out-strategize, which really isn't the case with a lot of Battle Royale games. A lot of it comes down to luck and who's going to get shot first, and if you're going to be able to sneak up on somebody, if you're going to be able to get a headshot. With as much damage as you can absorb in this game that you can dish out in this game, depending on what weapons you have, it can really come down to who's actually going to outplay who, and I actually really do like that, as opposed to PUBG and Realm Royale, which I play quite a bit of. The TTK in those games is a lot lower. I mean, you can get caught a couple times and lose, and it be basically more or less about luck or timing, as opposed to this feels like it is a lot more about being able to outplay your opponents, which I really enjoy. As for the characters and their abilities, they're all pretty interesting. They all play really well with each other, and you can come up with some pretty interesting strategies with these characters working together and playing their roles. But as for their design, I will say the design kind of is a letdown. They're kind of boring. They're not really all that interesting. They're not characters that are that memorable. They kind of fall flat. They remind me a lot of the characters from Evolve or the classes from Lawbreakers. They're interesting, but at the same time, they're really not that cool, and you always have the one that's better than all the others, so more people will pick it over others. With this game, it pretty much is almost always Wraith. Everybody wants to be Wraith, Bloodhound, or Lifeline, which Lifeline right now for me is the one I prefer to play, or Gibraltar, because I prefer frontline and support in hero shooters, and I feel like my skills in hero shooters translates better to this game than my skills in Battle Royale do. And I'm really not even sure why. As far as gameplay goes, this thing is really polished, and it's shocking that they were able to keep it. I mean, it wasn't well under wraps. We'd heard rumblings that they were going to be announcing a game. We knew that Respawn was working on a Battle Royale game. But the whole announcing, showcasing, and releasing all in 24 hours, that was kind of a shock. That it is pretty crazy, especially for as polished as this game is. It runs really well. It's really well polished. Plays really well. I haven't really noticed too many bugs. Most of the bugs I've noticed have been like simple, goofy UI things. Mostly just load issues, information not loading up properly when you're in the queue, stuff like that. Also, matchmaking sometimes will match you up with two people and not give you that third one, but I think that happens in all Battle Royale games every once in a while. But aside from that, it's pretty enjoyable. It's pretty well polished. And honestly, when it comes to style, it feels, to me, the game feels like if you were to take Borderlands and Call of Duty Blackout and make a new game out of that. That's how this game feels to me. And I actually really enjoy it stylistically. I definitely am kind of upset that it doesn't play more like Titanfall. But I'm okay with that. Like I said, my skill in this game actually translates better from Paladins and Overwatch than my skill does from PUBG or Realm Royale. It's almost like a completely different game, which that's what you need when you're going to be making a new Battle Royale game. You're going to need it to be different enough, and I think this game at least does a decent enough job to keep me interested, to keep me following, and to keep me playing it. And I also think it sets itself apart enough to where a lot of people aren't going to get burnt out on it too quickly. I will say I get pretty aggravated with this game in shorter time spans than I have Realm Royale. Now, that could just be because I'm kind of overdoing myself since this game did just release yesterday. I pretty much instantly went and downloaded it, and I've been trying to play as much as possible. It could just be that I'm burning myself out on it, and that's why I'm getting so aggravated. That's always a very good possibility, because I do get aggravated quite a bit with this game. I've noticed, especially the last few games, when I get killed without realizing how I was getting killed, or if I shoot somebody like 50 times in the head and they seem to not take any damage. It's one of those things where with the TTK being so slow and it taking a lot longer to kill people, while I applaud it because it sets it apart, does still get real aggravating because it is still a learning curve when I'm used to playing other Battle Royale games. So I will say that if you've not played this yet and you're used to playing games with a lot faster time to kill, be prepared to get really aggravated, because when you're used to shooting somebody in the head 4 times and them dying, more than likely if you stop shooting them out of reflex, they're going to turn around and kill you. So that's what's happened to me multiple times and really throws my mood off. But other than that, it's an enjoyable game. It is a learning curve, but it is fun and it is different enough. So let me know what you guys think. Have you played Apex Legends yet? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you still waiting to download it because it's almost 30 gigabytes? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and mash that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do me a favor and ring that bell icon. And I will see you guys next time.